here's what this terrible piece of advice is, and we hear it often, is that people sometimes say you should be true to yourself. I think that's really bad advice. There's a good chance that you have been given at least one piece of terrible advice. And this piece of advice we hear all the time. We hear it in so many places. It's such a prevalent piece of advice. I've heard this advice. I've had it given to me. I bet that people have given it to you. Perhaps you've even given this advice to other people, and it's very, very dangerous. So what is this advice that I'm talking about? Well, here's what this terrible piece of advice is, and we hear it often, is that people sometimes say you should be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Have you ever heard that, right? Somebody says, you should be true to yourself. You don't know what to do, just be true to yourself. Maybe you're trying to reconcile a relationship, or you're trying to decide what you should spend money on, or you're trying to decide what career you should pursue. And people will say, hey, just be true to yourself, man. Listen to your heart, be true to yourself. And I know that what I am saying might not be something that you like. But I'm telling you, I think that's really bad advice. You might be like, what? Excuse me, Rory, what do you mean that's bad advice? Why wouldn't I want to be true to myself? What's wrong with that? What is so bad then, Mr. Rory, about being true to yourself? And let me share with you what I think it is. Here's the problem with being true to ourselves. It changes. The problem with being true to yourself is that what you want, what you think you want, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, our interpretation, it is shifting, it's sliding, it's not stable, it's not concrete, it's always moving, ever changing, right? Because when we're saying be true to yourself, what we're saying is listen to your heart, do what's in your, do whatever feels good, do whatever, you think makes sense. And that is why being true to yourself is dangerous. Because most of us, our self, our views, our values, our beliefs, certainly our emotions, our feelings, certainly are changing on a regular basis. And so you go, all right, so if I shouldn't be true to myself, what should I be true to? Don't be true to yourself, be true to truth. For your life, you need truth. You need something that says, this is who I am, this is what I believe, this is what I operate by. And if it's not some set of a doctrine, you should at least create your own set of values and beliefs of things that you say this is true, so that in the moments that are challenging and they are difficult, they are frustrating and they are hard, that in those moments you will come back and look at something that you have set in stone for whatever reason, whatever justification you think this is truth, but you're true to truth. And that's a good question. That's an important question, and I think that's the first right question, is what is your source of truth? What is your source of truth in your life? I think you should be true to something. If you want to have the kind of meaningful, sustainable success and joy and results and peace in your life, then you need a stable source of truth. You need a stable source of truth. You need something that doesn't move, that doesn't change with the wind. And if you don't have that, then what do you have? You just have something that's influenced by popular opinion, influenced by whatever people are saying on social media, or whatever the most recent conversation or the most recent talk show that you listen to is. And I'm just encouraging you to have something a little more stable. So I think you should at least take the time to write down the things that you value most in your life. Now, for me, I'll just tell you, my source of truth is the Bible. That's my source of truth. I have explored the historical arguments for the accuracy of what is said in the document. I have decided, I've come to my own conclusion, separate of spiritual conviction, that there is historical evidence, archaeological, scientific-based evidence to say that the things that happened in those documents are very, very well supported. So for me, that is my source of truth. It doesn't have to be your source of truth. Okay? For you, your source of truth can be something else. It can be whatever you decide. I think it should be something that is documented in a moment of reason and rationale and logic, not in a moment of emotion and instability and in fear and danger and distraction and challenge, right? That's when it's most dangerous to be true to yourself, is in times of volatility, in times of challenge. That's when you most need something concrete. I don't think that the best advice is to be true to yourself. I think the best advice is to be true to truth. Don't be true to yourself. It's shaky ground. It's risky ground. Things will always be moving. Figure out your source of truth. Whatever it is, pick a source of truth, something that's immovable, unshakable, founded in something, some set of principles that doesn't change all the time, but that is solid and concrete and firm and honest. So don't be true to yourself. Be true to truth.